Welcome to the safety meeting for the month of October. We're going to go over the Aiming Higher Award, Kudos Corner, the Green Team, Vegetable Garden. Our safety topic for this month is going to be school and railroad safety, and on the spot drawing for the fourth quarter. Aiming Higher Award. Aiming Higher is recognizing your fellow ARR employees by nominating them to receive paid leave for going above and beyond. Individual employees or a group of employees may be nominated by anyone at any time. Employees may only receive an Aiming Higher once as an individual and once as part of a group within a fiscal year. If you need any help, contact any of these individuals at the bottom, including myself, but Dana Blender, Patrick Clark, Virginia Darby, Juanita Fernandez, Andrea Francis, Stephanie Hollander, Scott Long, Julia Newton, Amanda Noble. Aiming Higher Award. Our first recipient in September is going to be Raymond Benavides, Work Group Litter and Abatement. Raymond is always going above and beyond to help assist any way he can. He goes out of his way every day to make small repairs, spread resources, and relay information, fleet information. Raymond is a valuable asset to this department, and recycling team appreciate all he does. Next, we have Clinton Kerr, as well as Jennifer Salcedo. Clinton's with Diversion Facilities. Jennifer's the supervisor for litter and abatement. Jennifer and Clinton noticed a paving company was unloading heavy equipment in the middle turning lane in front of Todd Lane Gate. They realized that this was created a hazard that may cause collision due to vision obstruction. They contacted safety to correct the issue and had all vehicles were diverted out the other gate. We have Bill Garrett, Heather Keaton, Michael Zavala, Scott Zimmerman, Quality Assurance, and their work group is listed above. The team plays a huge role in every aspect of ARR operation and is the optimum of COA pride values, from developing a homeless cleanup app to make process improvements recommendation. The team is constantly at work to provide transparency and improve process. With COVID-19, the team worked with CTM to acquire hardware allowing more than 100 ARR employees to work from home. They also developed a collections routing solution and alleviated one of the heaviest collection days by reassigning nearly 10,000 customers collection day. They are also working with ATD to develop an interact map for ARR's SD23 project. The distinctive accompaniment of all IT GIS team bringing credit upon themselves, QA, ARR, and COA. Next up, the Kudos Corner. Do you know an individual or a group who deserve recognition? Give them some kudos. Keep up delivering outstanding services. Next up, Kudos Corner. The recipients are Alyssa Armstrong, Paul Besting, Nolan Fleming, Kerry Greenwald, Bailey Grimmett, Julia Newton, Ashley Pace, Kate Schuber. Their division is Strategic Initiatives, Work Group, PIO, Marketing. The PIO and marketing team assisted with creating and printing the temperature scanning cards and designed and provided the department with face bandanas. The cards were printed in a moment's notice, and the face bandanas could not have come at a more opportune time considering the need for face covering compliance. Thank you, PIO marketing team, for your great support. "2019 Director's Pride Award." Joseph Garcia with Collection Services. Jesse Nichols with Collection Services. Supervisor Adam Sarita with Recycle. Supervisor Tony Dudley with Litter and Abatement. Kevin Ducano, Litter and Abatement. Have supervisor for Hornsby Bend, Carl Harrison. Joshua Sermons, operational training. Carl Reynolds, finance. Maggie Perales, human resources. Ricky Weaver Lewis, quality assurance. Ashley Pace, strategic initiative. Fall into vegetable gardening. Plan. Number 1, light, south facing, 6 to 8 hours of sun. Number 2, what are you planting? 3, soil. Compost is the secret to quality soil. The first step is to plan the location of your garden. If you do not already have one, make sure you have plenty of sunlight, preferably south facing with 8 hours of sunlight, minimum of 6. If you have some shady spots in your garden, place your lettuce in the shade, but make sure your roots and fruits are in full sun. Next, decide what's right for your garden or your local climate and the time of the year. Finally, how's your soil? Adding compost to the sandy soil will help hold in nutrients. Adding compost to clay soils will help to aerate the soil. Here in Central Texas, it's a great idea to add compost to your garden soil. What to plant? Texas Gardening Zone 3, USDA Hardness Zone 8, average minimum temperature 10 to 20 phosphorus. So what should you plant? It is important to consider our location, precipitation, and expected temperatures. When referencing plant guides, it's helpful to know the USDA hardness zone. Ours is 8. Where to plant? According to Texas A&M Agriculture Life, these are the veggies to plant in the Central Texas in the fall. In mid-October, you can plant beets, collard, garlic, leaf lettuce, and parsley. In early November, you can plant carrots, mustard, onion seed, and turnip. In mid-late November, you can plant spinach and radish. It is best to transplant in the fall instead of seeds as the growing season is shorter. According to the City of Austin Sustainability, you can also plant broccoli, squash, peas, and even tomatoes, but planting them in containers is best in case of frost. Take care of your soil. You want to break up the top 3 to 6 inches. If you're adding compost, which is suggested but not required, you can work it into those loose inches at the top. You can even do this while planting, just work it into the root zone. Adding compost into your soil and adding mulch on top of your soil will maintain moisture and help conserve water. After you firmly planted the transplants, water them. Give those veggies a good soak. Here are some final tips. Keep your garden watered, but remember overwatering can be as bad as underwatering. Watch out for frost. You can cover your plants with bed sheets or other light cotton fabric if frost is in the forecast. Check out the Texas A&M AgriLife. They have great resources for gardeners. Take time to watch your garden grow. Happy fall, y'all. This month's safety topic is going to be back to school and railroad safety. Be safe, drive smart. The end of summer means millions of Texas children will soon return to school. The most common factors contributing to collisions in school zones in Texas are driver inattention, failure to control speed, and failure to yield the right of way at stop signs. Following these simple steps can help Texas children reach school safely and help drivers avoid costly fines and tickets. Tips for driving in school zones. Put away your cell phone. Cell phone use is banned in active school zones. The violator face up fines up to 200 in school zones where signs are posted. Always obey school zone speeding limit signs. Remember, traffic fines usually double in school zones. Drop off and pick up your children in your school's designated areas, not the middle of the street. Keep an eye on children gathered at the bus stops. Be alert for children who might dart across the street or between vehicles on their way to school. School bus stop arm camera program. Texas school bus laws. Stop for flashing red lights on a school bus, regardless of which direction you're headed. Continue your trip once the bus has moved. The flashing lights stop flashing or the bus driver signal it okay to pass. Violations can lead to a $1,000 fine. Multiple offenses can lead to license suspension. See the link below. Railroad crossing of Texas roadways. There are more than 11,000 railroad crossings in Texas. In a collision with a train, you are 40 times more likely to be killed than if you were in a collision with another car. Therefore, we urge you to remember these tips while driving near railroad crossing. Reduce speed when approaching crossing and look both ways. Turn down your stereo and listen for a train. If red lights are flashing or if a crossing arm have been lowered, stop. Never stop on the tracks. A train going 50 miles per hour needs a mile and a half to stop. Be sure all tracks are clear before crossing. There may be more than one set. Texas law requires motorists to yield the right of way to trains. It is also against the law to cross a track if a train is visible or to drive around the gates that have been lowered at a railroad crossing. If the gates are down and no train is coming, the road is closed. The fines for stopping on the track or ignoring a posted sign that tells drivers to stop well before or beyond the intersection can be up to 500 under state law. Railroad crossing accidents. Data provided by Operation Lifesaver. Please see the link oli.org. In 2019, there were 2,216 crossing fatalities across the country. The 31 deaths, 251 collisions with trains, 123 train-related injuries ranked Texas first with the highest state for crossing deaths. In East Texas, Shelby County is listed among the top 25 counties for train, car collision, and fatalities. Since a federal train automobile safety program first started back in 1972, these accidents have been reduced by 83%. Railroad crossing quick tips. Trains and cars don't mix. The train you see is closer and faster moving than you think. Be aware that trains cannot stop quickly. Never drive around lowered gates. It's illegal and deadly. Do not get trapped on the tracks. Proceed through a highway rail grade crossing only if you are sure you can completely clear the crossing without stopping. If your vehicle ever stalls on the tracks, get out and get away from the tracks, even if you do not see a train. Locate the emergency notification system, sign and call the number provided, telling them about the stalled vehicle. At a multiple track crossing, wait for a train to pass. Watch for a second train on the other tracks approaching from either direction. When you need to cross train tracks, go to the designated crossing, look both ways, and cross the tracks quickly without stopping. Remember, it isn't safe to stop closer than 15 feet from a rail. Always expect a train. Freight trains do not follow set schedules. Triangle placement. One-way or divided highway. The triangle should be placed 10, 100, and 200 feet from the rear of the vehicle toward approaching traffic. On a two-lane road, the first triangle should be placed on the traffic side of the vehicle 10 feet, 4 paces from the front, depending on traffic direction. The second device should be placed 100 feet, 40 paces behind the vehicle, and a third device should be placed 100 feet, 40 paces ahead of the vehicle on the shoulder or in the lane where the vehicle is stopped. While putting out triangles, it is crucial to deflect traffic away from your vehicle. It is important to utilize chalks and triangles when a City of Austin commercial motor vehicle is left unattended. And the on-the-spot winner for the fourth quarter is Scott Johnson. Congratulations, Scott. September 22nd, 2020, Scott was issued a 100% routine observation for providing excellent customer service at DLC. Good job, Scott.